Zach Werenski having a spectacular season. Send it into the corner. John Carlson there first. That's whacked around by Martin Faravari. Now a great chance and they score. Zach Werenski. His 21st of the year, and just 1 minute in, Hunter Shepard has given up a goal for Washington.
Zach Werenski will be in the top 3 for sure. This puck is spun around the boards. A really good pinch by Dante Fabro to keep that puck in as he battles harder than the Caps for this puck. Monahan jumps on it, and Werenski, who will be on the ice about 26.5 minutes today, takes this feed, and he beats Hunter Shepard up over the glove. Shepard deep in the net.
Alex Ovechkin alongside today. He's centering a line with Ethan Frank and Anthony Beauvillier. Spencer Carberry mixing up his lines. Backhander, and they scored. Those 300 hits, the franchise record. This Columbus franchise in its 25th year, trying to avoid missing the playoffs for the 5th year in a row. They're still alive, but it takes a lot, including a win today. Johnson, nice move. He scores. Kent Johnson makes it 2-0.
One of Columbus's first rounders. Look at this move he puts on Faravari, who goes sliding into the corner, and then as he backs up Shepard into the net, he's going to jam this through his legs. At no point is Johnson looking at the net. Watch, he goes across here. He's now looking in case he's going to pass it. He sees he's got room, and he chips it through Shepard's leg. Tremendous display by Kent Johnson to make it 2-0.
Washington fell behind its last game at home Thursday night to Carolina, 2-0. Shepard left the net, and they score.
There is no goal on the play. It went directly in off of the linesman.
So no goal, and a sigh of relief for Shepard. It's already been a rough enough start to this one. Just his 5th NHL game. That one rocketed wide by Ryan Leonard. And a couple of NCAA titles for Shepard at Minnesota Duluth. He makes a nice save as Matejchuk went diving toward the net, and Shepard flashed out the leg. Mangiapane passes it off, and another nice save by Graves. Graves stopping Ryan Leonard.
Leonard dives back to help protect defensively, and then he gets on his bike here. He gets flying up the ice. He doesn't get this where he wants.
Van Riemsdyk lost it as Dubois stuck his stick in. Adam Fantilli got a shot on net. Stopped by Shepard, taken behind the net by Carlson. And sent in by Ellerhard off the wall. Carlson goes in deep. Centering pass, Mangiapane, stopped by Graves at point-blank range. Jet Greaves very sharp as he plays for the 3rd time in 4 days. He played for the Cleveland Monsters in the AHL Wednesday and led them to a victory over Grand Rapids. Here's Leonard. Then he got, as Ray said, the emergency call up to play here on Thursday. Makes another stop. Then Mangiapane had a chance at a rebound. Johnson sends it back for Werenski, and that one didn't make it to the net. Leonard the other way. He's an outstanding skater, and he put a testing shot on.
And then that success translates into these young players that are growing in Washington. McMichael, one of them.
Here they come again. Fantilli denied by Shepard.
Kent Johnson, who scored earlier, finds Adam Fantilli through the middle seam. Johnson is 22 years old. He's going to hit Fantilli, who's 20, and he just darts between the Capitals' defense. That's a really good save by Hunter Shepard. Fantilli's big, he's strong. Look at him push away Carlson and protect the puck.
Monahan forced back, handed it off to Fabro, gave it to Werenski. That got all the way through to Shepard. Ahead to Mangiapane, lofted it, a tough pass to handle to Roy, and then Leonard got flattened, and he is still down on his knees.
Fantilli laid the shoulder into him. He's still...
And they score at the other end. Fantilli after flattening Leonard, who's still on his knees at the other end of the ice, scores the third goal of the game for Columbus.
Is shaken up on the play, and then the Blue Jackets attack on the rush. Kent Johnson will.
Minor penalty to Wilson is over. The Caps are back at full strength. No shots on goal on that power play for Columbus. And Columbus just 1 for 9 on the power play against Washington this year, but they score an even straight goal from way downtown. Fantilli got it to go through Hunter Shepard.
Power play misfired, a couple of one-timers that didn't get to the net. Another board battle won. This one, then Matejchuk wins the puck to Fantilli, and with all kinds of traffic in front of Shepard, he doesn't catch up to this. It's a straightforward.
Fantilli just 20 years old. Marchenko, rebound, score! Sean Monahan makes it 5-0.
There's the rebound that pops out to Monahan, who's able to corral it inside of John Carlson's positioning, and he's going to shove it into the empty net. A 5-year free agent signed in the offseason. And
largest deficit Washington has faced this year. This is now 10 straight games in which they've given up at least 3 goals. That's the longest such active streak in the National Hockey League. They are going to have to button it up. They score again. Sillinger this time from Voronkov. And you have to feel for Hunter Shepard. Hockey lifer, 29 years old.
this game has gotten out of control because the Blue Jackets have outworked Washington all over the ice. Lars Eller loses this battle to Voronkov, and there's Cole Sillinger.
Fabro, Jenner, and the stop by Shepard. But when his penalty time expired, Ray, during that last stoppage, he was skating around in very fast circles like a bull. There's a shot and a save by Greaves off the attempt.
Have something to compete for, to be ready for, as Harris goes flying into the net as Eller's shot is turned aside. Nice save again by Greaves. He's been sharp in his.
Columbus wins today and Montreal loses. It certainly tightens up the Canadians, you would think, in those last two. Jenner goes right by Alexiev and hit the goal post. Kings probably not getting enough attention for the year they've had. A dangerous team with an eye toward the playoffs. Beautiful pass. Johnson put it right out in front.
A beauty in the first period. This time he goes back behind his back to James Van Riemsdyk, and Van Riemsdyk's going to be a foot or two in front of the blue paint. He just doesn't elevate this, and Shepard sees that.
Has had his season limited due to injuries we mentioned earlier. Marchenko got knocked down. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Strome with Frank trailing. Strome, a couple of chances. And Jet Greaves made the stop. Strome killing the penalty again. Poor Strome. He's had to go in there a couple times today, but he wasn't the guilty party. Puck is free on the backhand of Corrali. Here in the friendly confines of Nationwide Arena, some of the partisans here have made their way into the Ohio afternoon. Here come the Jackets again, and they score. James Van Riemsdyk set up by Olivier. And it is 7-0.
James Van Riemsdyk's got 16 goals on the year. 13 of them have been within 10 feet of the net. This is a terrific play by Matthew Olivier. Olivier last year at the start of the year was a healthy scratch most of the time.
Wants to kill the time. Faravari. Leonard let it fly. Greaves a save. Knocks one out of the air. It's a shutout.